Good morning, students. In the front-end design tool VB.NET lecture series, today we will discuss ADO.NET ActiveX data object. So, in this we will discuss ADO versus ADO.NET, connected and disconnected architecture, connected architecture and disconnected architecture. ADO is based on COM technology and it used OLEDB data provider for accessing data. OLEDB is object linking database. It has a limited number of data types. ADO means to say it has a limited number of data types which are defined by the COM standard. However, ADO.NET basically designed by .NET framework for smooth interaction of application and database. It supports large and rich data while ADO is XML. Basically, one thing here I would like to tell one thing that this is used in database connectivity. So in the database connectivity, there will be a front end and there will be a back end. So the front end is connected to the back end with the help of the some tool, or you can say some applications, that is ADO. Earlier in the classical we are using ADO, and with the development of the .NET technology we are using ADO.NET. So ADO.NET basically is using XML. ADO works with connected data architecture. That means when you access the data from data source, such as viewing or updating data, ADO record set is keeping connection with the data source. Mean to say the connection is established with the ADO. This is bearing, of course. How this is bearing? Because you have to develop special routines to pull all your data into temporary tables. So that is why you can say it's a bearing. In the connected architecture, connection with a data source is kept open constantly for data access as well as data manipulation operations. The ADO.NET connected architecture considers mainly three types of objects. ADO.NET connected architecture mainly contains three types of objects. SQL connection. SQL connection is a class, so con is an object of that class. SQL command, that is CMD. SQL data reader, which is used for reading the data, that is DR. Now there are two types of architecture. One is called the connected, another one is the disconnected. Disconnected architecture is the main feature of the .NET technology or the .NET framework. What is that? ADO.NET contains various classes that support this architecture. The .NET application does not always stay connected with the database. So in the disconnected architecture, it is not necessary that the database is always connected. The classes are designed in a way that they automatically open and close the connection. The data is stored client side and is updated in the database whenever required. That is the disconnected architecture. So the ADO.NET disconnected architecture considers primarily the following types of objects: dataset, DS, SQL data adapter, SQL connection, and SQL command builder. these basically you can say these four classes or these four types of object it is used for disconnected architecture. So come back to the in the continuing discussion of the ADO versus ADO.NET. ADO.NET uses data in a disconnected manner. When you access data, ADO.NET make a copy of the data using XML. ADO.NET only holds the connection open long enough to either pull down the data or to make any requested updates and immediately close the connection after operation. This makes ADO.NET efficient to use in networking environment. Classical ADO has one main object that is used to reference data called the record set object. It acts like a single table or query result. If an ADO record set is to contain data from multiple database tables, it should use a join query, which which assembles the data from the different database tables into a single result table. In ADO.NET, you have various objects that allow you to access data in various ways. ADO.NET dataset can contain multiple tables from various data sources. The tables within a dataset are called data tables. The dataset object will actually allow you to store the relational model of your database. If a dataset contains data from multiple database tables, it will typically contain multiple data table objects. That is, each data table object typically corresponds to a single database table or view. ADO allows you to create client-side cursors only, whereas ADO.NET gives you the choice of either using client-side or server-side cursors. In ADO.NET, classes actually handle the work of cursors. This allows a choice for programmers. In networking development environment, this choice is crucial in creating efficient applications. In ADO.NET, we can send multiple transactions using a single connection instance, whereas in ADO, we cannot send multiple transactions using a single connection of instance. In ADO, it is sometimes create problems because firewall prohibits many types of requests, while in ADO.NET there is no such problem because XML is completely firewall proof. ADO.NET provides a bridge between the front end controls and the backend database. The ADO.NET object encapsulates all the data access operations, and the controls interact with these objects to display data, thus hiding the details of movement of data. The data access classes for the .NET framework designed for highly efficient data access. ADO.NET supports for XML and disconnected record sets. This we have discussed already. Where ADO.NET sits in the this architecture. So as we know the architecture of the .NET framework, in the first layer we have seen that there are the languages like VB, C Sharp, C++, JScript. After that, the CLS will be there. After that, that ASP.NET or the Windows Form will be there. So they actually interact with the ASP.NET or Windows Form will interact with the ADO.NET and XML.NET. So here, the ADO.NET resides or exists. After that, the base class library will be there and the CLR, common language runtime will be there. And after that, the Windows and the this there. So that is now, as you can say in a summary part, we will again discuss the main points of ADO versus ADO.NET. ADO, it supports connection-oriented architecture. ADO.NET supports connected and disconnected architecture. In ADO, it has record set object. In ADO.NET, it has data set and data reader object. In ADO, limited support of XML is provided However, in ADO.NET, full support of XML is provided. In ADO, only one table will be there, and in the ADO.NET, it can contain more than one table. Data is stored in binary format in ADO, and in ADO.NET, it can contain more than, data is stored in XML format. You cannot send multiple transactions using a single connection instance in ADO. But in ADO.NET, you can send multiple transactions using a single connection instance. So, in a nutshell, we can say that earlier in the classical ADO, what we are using, the ADO.NET has given some latest things and has providing the flexibility to the connection in the connected and the disconnected mode, so that the front end can easily connect to the back end, and there will be a, the less hindrance will be there, and it is more efficient. So here is some references, and in the next topic we will discuss ADO.NET data namespaces and ADO.NET object model. So here I will stop. Thank you. Uh, Now I will end. Thank you, students.